There's one thing you can guarantee about the former President of the United States of America. I refer, of course, to Donald J. Trump. He knows how to grab a headline. He knows how to get a current event, something that's happening, put his spin on it and outrage everybody, especially the lefties. It's quite amusing when you read some of the reaction. Well, this time he's decided to weigh in on what happened with Alec Baldwin and the Rust film set tragedy. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel for a Saturday. Hope you're all doing all right. I certainly am. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed but you're watching my videos regularly, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button underneath. It's free to do, no cost attached. Hit the notification bell so you know when I put something on, and give the video a like as well. Well, the more I look into this Rust thing, the more I shake my head and scratch my head and think, what the hell's going on? One thing that's more than obvious, I mean, I've watched other YouTube channels and read the news. It's more than obvious that Alec Baldwin isn't universally liked by a lot of people, particularly police departments and media and all that sort of thing. And Donald Trump quite obviously doesn't like the man. He's turned around and said, oh, there's something wrong with him, you know, he's got a screw loose or something like that. I think one of Donald Trump's main issues is this picture right here. Yes, he does a takeoff of Donald Trump and takes the piss and does an impression with the old blonde mop on his head, and I don't think it goes down very well with the man himself. I did see another Trump impressionist a couple of weeks back who was actually very good in comparison. He just, yeah, you could quite happily mistake him for the man himself. But anyway, back to the plot. Donald Trump has basically commented that he believes, or at least he alleges, he thinks that Alec Baldwin is personally responsible for what happened to Alania Hutchins on the Rust film set. He went as far as saying he could have even loaded the gun, and who would point a gun at a crew member on a film set and pull the trigger? That's all in this headline here. I bet it's caused absolute outrage by the very fact he's opened his mouth and said that, and it's achieved the goal of getting him in the newspaper. What you've got to look at with the whole Rust situation overall, Alec Baldwin is the end of the chain as far as that weapon goes. He's the one that ultimately pulled the trigger, and we know what happened next. But he's not the only one responsible. I mean, the problem we have with this whole Rust scenario at the moment, everyone's got a lawyer, and all the stories about what may or may not have happened are coming out, whether they're under instruction from the individual's lawyers or that's just what they're saying themselves. But it's very much a case of, I didn't know it was loaded, he didn't know it was loaded, I pulled the trigger and I didn't know it was loaded. Pardon the crummy American accent there. But they're all missing a basic point, all of them. You take the gun, it was allegedly left unattended for a couple of hours. The armourer is solely responsible for that weapon. Nobody else, solely responsible. If she's not got it, it should be locked away where she knows where it is. That weapon, the condition of it should have been verified visually when it was picked up by her or the assistant director. When the assistant director handed it over to Alec Baldwin, what should have happened? That should have been visually verified by both of them. And then Alec Baldwin, go and do your scene or rehearsal, whatever it happens to be, and then the gun goes back to the armourer afterwards. The assistant director should have been nowhere near this, in my opinion. It should have been armourer Alec Baldwin. Yes, this gun is empty or is loaded with blanks. Open, verify, shake the bullets if necessary just to prove it. Use the gun, Alec Baldwin, back to the armourer, Verify condition of gun again. Has to be verified every single step of the way. That failed. In between those three individuals, that failed. That simple check. They're blowing it all out of proportion, trying to get their clients off of it. But what they're missing is that basic truth. That gun wasn't checked. No arguments about it. There's no other way of looking at it. Basic breakdown in gun safety led to that tragedy. Now, I believe in future, the end of the chain, the actress saying it's not down to me to check the gun, bullshit. It's down to everybody to check the gun. It should have been checked, and these actors, I think, in future, need to be trained to check to prevent any of this happening again. Of course, the ideal thing is no real firearms on film sets. Whether that happens or not, we'll find out. But there you go. Anyway, I'm off. I'll see you shortly with another one. Toodaloo.